Stop it.
Welcome back. We have probably a few, but we have at least 2 places on Disney property where we go for classic cocktails, or what we refer to as brown liquor drinks. And those 2 places are?
The Edison.
Okay, we have 3.
The Bellevue Lounge.
In the
AbracadaBar.
Mm-hmm. So today we are simply going to make a classic cocktail. And what is it?
It's they call it the Magic Hattan from AbracadaBar.
And it's based on the drink?
It's essentially just a classic Manhattan.
Classic.
I shouldn't say just, because it's one of the best cocktails.
Today we're making a Manhattan, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Magic Hattan, aka the Manhattan. What's it made with?
1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 2 ounces of rye whiskey.
That's a pretty simple drink.
Couple dashes of bitters, you're good to go.
And you said a Manhattan can be made with bourbon.
Correct.
But the Magic Hattan is made specifically with rye whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's get at it.
Here we go. Sweet vermouth.
So sweet vermouth, we were just talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Red vermouth is sweet.
Correct.
White or clear vermouth is dry.
Correct. So dry vermouth would be used in a martini.
And it's essentially a liquor, or whatever you call it, or a wine. It's made with wine grapes, right?
Right.
And the Magic Hattan is actually made with a very specific vermouth, which is Carpano
Antica, or Antica
which is
Carpano.
Just a brand or a type of
correct
vermouth.
Yep. So 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth. We're going to do 2 ounces of the rye whiskey.
So rye whiskey, it's similar to bourbon, but it has to be made with 51%, at least 51% of rye as the grain. So rye is a grassy grain, used mostly as a cover, meaning that between crops, it's this grass that people will grow just to keep the soil from eroding.
And it makes this.
And it makes rye whiskey.
That's fantastic. And then just a couple of dashes of bitters. What's kind of cool is that these days there are so many different flavors of bitters that you can go with.
There's regular bitters, there's orange bitters, there's cherry bitters. There's actually, I saw it, like a chili bitters.
Yeah, there's chocolate bitters, yeah, we gotta get some of those. Anyway, I'm gonna go with cherry. These are spiced cherry bitters. Just because I can, right?
And what do you use, like a half a dropper?
Yeah, maybe 2 of them.
2 halves? So why don't you just use a whole?
I know. Well, I don't know. Because it seems like it wants to suck up a half, so. Yeah. Easy peasy. Give it a little stir. It's just really to chill it down and to kind of dilute it with the ice that's in this strainer, or in this,
Almost time to buy some more vermouth.
We have more right there. Not open yet. On deck.
Never mind.
Ready to go.
Big ice.
I usually drink my Manhattans straight up, but Kevin has kind of converted me to the big cube. I'm beginning to enjoy the big cube. Strain over ice, get every little last drop out of there.
And what are we garnishing with today?
We're going to garnish with a little bit of orange peel.
And is that traditional Manhattan garnish?
It is orange and a cherry. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this.
And we've had this drink at the AbracadaBar.
Oh, many, many times.
So AbracadaBar on the Boardwalk, at the Boardwalk Resort, one of our go-to spots. Mm-hmm. We've said it a few times. We've got a bunch of videos from the AbracadaBar. Maybe we'll put some links below, but themed on magicians, illusionists, boardwalk performers. I think 1940s circa storyline. Very interesting. So it's heavily themed. Cherries.
Best part.
The best part.
The best part. Yep.
You gave me,
and I'm giving myself 3
yeah, you
because
gave me 2. You gave
that's what came
3.
in the spoon. So, and I can. That's it. Done.
Looks like a classic brown liquor drink.
It's a good looking drink, isn't it?
That's a good looking drink.
Cheers.
Let us know if you like a Manhattan, if you've had it, the Magic Hattan, AbracadaBar, or even if you've been to the AbracadaBar, or you're just a big fan of classic cocktails. Let us know. The Manhattan, like many cocktails, competing stories. Lots of people may claim to have been the first to invent it, but one of the stories, the main story for the Manhattan is Manhattan Club, New York City, 1870s. Dr. Ian Marshall. Not sure what he was a doctor of, but he claims to have invented it. And it was for an event hosted for Jenny Jerome.
Who is Jenny Jerome?
She was also known as Lady Randolph Churchill, Winston Churchill's mother. So Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of the UK. So that's the predominant story. There's others.
And they named it the Manhattan because they were in Manhattan?
That's a good question. Well, it was the Manhattan Club. Is the Manhattan Club in Manhattan? Let us know. I don't know.
Oh.
Is the Manhattan Club still there? I don't know.
I don't know.
But if it wasn't for the Manhattan Club, we would be drinking ice water right now. Well, probably not.